My name is Caleb Barnes, and welcome to another edition of Frontstretch 5. John Hunter Nemechek will be making his second consecutive Homestead Cup Series start this weekend as he steps in to fill in for Legacy Motor Club in the number 42 car. Last year, Nemechek drove the 2311 45 car, replacing Bubba Wallace. Wallace, of course, was in the 45 to race for an Owners' Championship after Kurt Busch had his injury. Confused yet? Stick with me. Unusual driver and number or team combinations certainly isn't new to NASCAR, and today we're going to talk about some of these random team-ups in NASCAR's history. Number 1. Bill Elliott, Chip Ganassi Racing number 39. Entering the 2005 NASCAR season, Bill Elliott planned to make limited starts in NASCAR's top division with Evernham Motorsports in the number 9 car. However, in the preseason Budweiser shootout, Elliott jumped in a Dodge owned by Chip Ganassi to reunite with his old sponsor, Coors. In car number 39, Elliott ran the 2005 shootout and drove the car to a 17th place finish. Number 2. Ty Dillon, 2311 Racing number 23. Bubba Wallace was not the first driver to start a race for 2311 Racing. It was actually Ty Dillon. That'd be a fun trivia question. In the 2021 Clash, Ty Dillon was eligible because he won a stage during the 2020 season at the Roval.
Ty Dillon wins stage 1.
As his previous team, Germain Racing, shut its doors after the season, 2311 Racing invited Ty Dillon to test out their car at the beginning of the 2021 Clash on the Daytona road course.
Haven't talked a lot yet about the 23 car, the 2311 new team, Michael Jordan, Denny Hamlin, but Ty Dillon behind the wheel as they go 3 wide.
Dillon would finish 18th. Number 3. Brett Moffett, Michael Waltrip Racing, number 55. The Michael Waltrip Racing 55 had a lot happen in the 2015 season. Before the season, Brian Vickers, who was slated to run the majority of the schedule, had a heart surgery. With his recovery, he could not race until the third event of the season. While Michael Waltrip took the wheel for the Daytona 500, he put Brett Moffett in the car for Atlanta, where Moffett finished 8th.
What a great run for Brett Moffett in his 55 car, substituting for Brian Vickers. Brian will be back, but what a run for Brett Moffett.
I agree, Larry. 2 great runs.
Vickers returned for Las Vegas, but recurring blood clots forced Vickers back out of the car and Moffett stepped back in. He was never able to match his Atlanta success though, and Michael Waltrip Racing later hired David Reagan away from Front Row Motorsports to finish the season. Moffett then switched with Reagan and took over the 34 car for the rest of the year. Number 4. David Stremme, Team Penske, number 12. The Penske 12 car was a formidable force in the 2000s with Rocketman Ryan Newman behind the wheel. Midway through the season in 2008, where Newman and the 12 team won the Daytona 500.
It's the Boilermaker, Ryan Newman. Ryan Newman, Roger Penske win the Daytona 500.
Newman announced his decision to move to the newly forming Haas team. Who did Penske choose to replace Newman? David Stremme. Initially, Stremme was supposed to have the same Autel backing Newman did, but Autel was bought out by Verizon ahead of the season, leaving Stremme sponsorless for the majority of the year. Throughout the season, Stremme was involved in a lot of incidents. And I mean a lot.
Oh, he got clipped. And then poor David Stremme in the 12 was just a victim.
Wherever you see them, just go there.
Just gets loose with you.
And Larry, I really believe we're seeing this same thing we've seen a number of times.
They make a little contact, and
he just stayed against him.
Ooh, lots of things.
Bob Labonte, the 96 car, you see just nowhere for the 48, Jimmy Johnson, to go. And he keeps it against the inside wall, but you're going to see him right here go up the racetrack. Look at David Reutimann right there, just turn it dead left.
Inside, still there.
Blew the right front.
Corner, you see, Robbie Gordon is trying to send a message to David Stremme. I don't think David was accepting it too well here.
You see, Stremme pulls over to the inside.
It's like, did Robbie Gordon turn down on him there, Dale?
No, it looked like Stremme lost the nose of his car right there.
Yeah, could have.
Work even 2 wide.
No, there goes Stremme through the grass. He's going around in front of these guys.
Oh, man. Jeff Gordon gets a piece of it.
Oh, contact.
Trouble.
Yep, this is going to be trouble, guys.
And Stremme spins it. So far, no contact.
Stremme only came close to winning once at Talladega in 2009 before running out of fuel. He didn't score a single top 10 in the season and was released on November 3rd in favor of Brad Keselowski. Stremmy's best finish in the season was 13th twice. Keselowski ran the 2010 season with the number 12 before switching to the 2 in 2011. Number 5. Kasey Kane, Red Bull Racing number 83.
Pole sitter Kasey Kane takes the early lead into turn 3.
Yes, Kasey Kane spent a year with Red Bull in 2011 in the number 4 car ahead of his move to Hendrick Motorsports. Kane even won a race that year.
Today, though, at Phoenix, it's about Kasey Kane and Red Bull Racing.
But how many of you knew that he ran a few races in the Red Bull 83 to end the 2010 season? While Kasey Kane won a race with Richard Petty Motorsports in 2009,
now he comes back to the West Coast, and Kasey Kane wins at Sonoma.
He had a falling out with his team after a crash at Charlotte in the fall of 2010.
Kasey Kane's been having a lot of handling problems with this car. They were working on the brakes during the last pit stop. Yeah, they actually came back in to bleed the brakes.
Richard Petty Motorsports granted Kane an early release, and Red Bull picked up his contract for the rest of the season. Kane ran the final 5 races of the season in the 83 car, with his best finish coming at Homestead in 6th. That's all for today's edition of Frontstretch 5. I hope today's video jogged some memories you didn't know you had of these different driver team combinations. Make sure to like, subscribe, and let me know if there's any other driver team pairings that I should look at in the future.
This is Harrison Burton, driver the number 21. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, check out one of these 2 videos beside me. Visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.